Under the Taliban's new interim government, Afghanistan has woken up to a new order. The leadership had promised to be for the people, to be inclusive, to be representative. But recent reports coming out of Kabul and other parts of Afghanistan suggesting the opposite. While governments around the world leaders who have been following the developments very closely have said, judge them by their actions and not their words, we think it's about time to compare the Taliban's promises with the stark reality on the ground.
The Islamic Emirate has no enmity with anyone. The enmities with parties to the conflict are over, and we do not want to live in enmity. No nation wants to face off internal and external enemies.
God willing, in accordance with Sharia law, we will allow women to work. Women are an important element of the society, and we respect them. In all walks of life where the society needs them, they will have active presence. We are on the path of peace with all nations. Our country is in the process of healing. Our message of peace to the international community is, help us in this, cooperate with us.
With 20 years to prepare, the Taliban had plenty of time to reinvent themselves, given their recent press conferences and several months of rubbing shoulders with the world's elite in Doha. But the mask of a media-friendly Taliban has started coming off. In one of the first administrative decisions taken by the new Taliban regime, arbitrary bans, whips and sticks are out. Let's start with the protests, which have now been outlawed. Rallies have been cancelled, violators have been warned. A crackdown has started on the protesters. As per a decree issued by the Interior Ministry, citizens have been warned not to hold any demonstrations under any name. Demonstrations need permission from the Ministry of Justice and Security, and at least a 24-hour notice must be sought first. And the purpose of demonstration has to be disclosed. As per the new rules, the consequences will be severe. They have already started cropping up in the form of videos and images. These visuals can be very disturbing for certain audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. In a video circulating on social media, Taliban fighters can be seen using whips and sticks against a group of women protesting in Kabul. And in a show of courage, the women reacted to the beating by shouting out for freedom. Take a look. Two journalists covering the protests were brutally assaulted. Based on these actions alone, the Taliban have already broken their promises. Through these beatings and arbitrary bans, it is reminding the world that the more things change, the more they remain the same. The only difference, if at all, is that the more media-savvy leaders are now trained to hold negotiations and press conferences. What about women's rights? The promises were tall. The Taliban even appeared on a news channel along with a female anchor, the Taliban leaders. They opened universities to women and men, but drew curtains in the middle of classrooms to separate the two sides. And now the Taliban have banned women from taking part in sports.
It is the media era, and there will be photos and videos, and then people watch it. Islam and the Islamic Emirate do not allow women to play cricket or play the kind of sports where they get exposed.
WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.